morning, everyone. In this video, we're going to be having a look at Vechain right here. This is the crypto bubble map, currently down 1.6% in the last 24 hours. The whole crypto market has been in a decline, as you guys can see, in the last 24 hours. And that is because of Bitcoin. As you guys can see on the right side of my screen, Bitcoin is down. And we know what happens when Bitcoin is down. Bitcoin is the leader. Bitcoin is king. When that happens, altcoins usually bleed. Surprisingly, what's been up is FTT. FTT has been making a crazy comeback lately, and in this video we're going to mainly be talking about Vechain to see where it could potentially go in the near future and if it could potentially go to $1 in the next bull market. If you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, turn those notification bells on so you guys never miss a video. Before we have a look at TradingView, let's dive into CoinMarketCap to see where Vechain is currently standing. So Vechain is currently a top 50 cryptocurrency, ranked 37 with over 1 million people on the watch list. So we know how important a good community is in cryptocurrency, okay? Because you could have an amazing roadmap, you could have an amazing tech, but if you don't have a community believing in your product, at the end of the day, it's not going to go anywhere. That is the hard truth about it, right? If you want something good, you need to let the community know about your product, about your coin, about whatever you're doing, right? So we could see right here that they have over 505,000 followers right here on the Vechain community. And if we have a look on their Twitter, which is pretty big, they have also a pretty good amount of following, over almost 600,000 followers on Twitter. Okay, so overall they have, almost 2 million followers with the community on CoinMarketCap, with the 1 million on the watch list, with the 600,000 on Twitter. So it's a pretty big community, and we could see right here that the market cap is currently standing at $1.4 billion, with the volume down 13%, with a volume of $32 million in the last 24 hours. Now the volume is quite low considering that the market cap is sitting at $1.4 billion. I'm not gonna lie, and the circulating supply is sitting at 72 billion, but that does not mean that it's completely bad. Vechain is still a top 50 cryptocurrency, and the big question is, can we not only go back to the all-time high, which is $16 billion, but can we see Vechain essentially make it to $1 by the next bull market? So we could see right here that the market cap is sitting obviously at 1.4 billion, which is quite high. Now if it goes to $1, it would be approximately a 50x return from here. Now if you do 50 times 1.4 billion, that would be quite high. I mean, we could see right here 50 times 1.4, which is pretty easy math right here. This is how you would do it, calculate the market cap, and that would bring a market cap of approximately $70 billion. So ask yourself, can Vechain really go to $70 billion? I mean, we could see right here that $70 billion would essentially be Tether in the USDT essentially category, right? And of course Ethereum is 231 million, but obviously as the bull market progresses, we're most likely gonna see USDT and BNB and XRP essentially fly. But can we really see Vechain go to $1? That is kind of hard to do. Can we see it go to half of that, 50 billion or maybe 30 billion? Yes, very doable. We know that the market cap right here was 16 billion. We could definitely see, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's very possible that we could see $30 billion, $32 billion market cap. More money is going to be flowing into the market, and that's about it. So that's what's happening right here on CoinMarketCap. Logistic data, smart contract, IoT, and yeah, I mean, that's about it. Let's dive into Bitcoin real quick. Just a quick TA. We could see that Bitcoin right here, before we dive into a Vechain TA, we could see that it is holding this nice little uptrend right here on the chart, and we know that the trend is your friend until it bends, and things have been looking pretty solid for Bitcoin overall. The second we break this, we could see a massive bleed into the Vechain, into the altcoin, including Vechain as well, right? But right now that's not the case. We could still come back and still be bullish overall, but you need to keep in mind that we saw the same thing happening right here in 2019 before essentially peaking all the way down and bottoming out before essentially exploding all the way to 69,000, right? So if we have a look at Vechain right here, we could see that this is a Vechain. That's not the Vechain. This is the Vechain right here on the weekly time frame. We could see that we're clearly in a aggressive downtrend right here, as you guys can see. So that's what's happening right here. We do have some some support right here, as you guys can see. So can this be the final bottom for Vechain? Maybe, maybe not. The reason why this is a support right here is because we did have a nice little bounce right here. We had a nice little resistance rejection right here, and we also saw another one right here. Now 2018 was actually the middle, the middle beginning, or beginning middle of the last bear market. Pretty much when it started, the bear market right here, when Bitcoin reached 20,000, that's when essentially it started. And as you guys can see right here, Vechain does have some quite of history, and we did have a crazy consolidation right here. This was obviously the COVID dump when Bitcoin peaked all the way to 3,500 before flying to essentially $69,000, and Vechain did progress a crazy amount. It did 14,000%, so 14,500. Of course, if you bought the dip at this moment, of course, there were buyers, so people did make 14,000%, which is a crazy amount. Now, obviously, it won't be the same amount of gains if it goes back up. It would essentially be just 10% of that, right? So 1,442%. That would essentially be the gain if it goes back to the all-time high, which is 30 cents. Now, can we see Vechain go to essentially 45, 50, even 60 cents? Very, very, very possible. Anything is possible in this crypto market, and that's about it. So that's what's happening right here on the weekly time frame. We did break a nice little downtrend, I'm not gonna lie, which was right here. And guess what happened after we broke it? We came back down, retested it, and now we're popping back up. And the main question is, will Vechain eventually break this resistance right here? Because this is probably the most important resistance for Vechain right here. And the only way we break this is if we go back to Bitcoin, if we break essentially $32,000. That's in my opinion. And $32,000 is right here. It's also another very important resistance, and that's about it. So that's my quick video, guys, on Vechain and Bitcoin. Overall, I do think that Vechain could go to 50, 60, 70 cents. It's very possible that we reach a market cap of $70 billion. Remember, guys, market caps keep getting bigger and bigger as bull market essentially start, right? And the overall market cap was bigger. So the last bull market was like 1 trillion, not even, it was like 900 billion. The next market cap was 2 to 3 trillion. And then right now, the next cycle, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole crypto market cap ends up being 7 to 12 trillion dollars. Okay, and we know what happens when a lot of money starts to flow into these cryptocurrencies. They literally get crazy overvalued. So that is my video, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and I will see you guys in my next video tomorrow.